Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Madhouse TV, the Frank Prince Show live. I want to give a shout out to my last guest, Mark Eklund from Offsite Visions, teaching everybody the new technology of security that's out there. Thank you so much for being on the show. And right now I have the pleasure of Michael D'Amico, singer, multi-musician. Thank you for being on the show, Michael.
Well, thank you for having me.
So how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to be here tonight, and things are good. Things are very good. I just got back from Nashville, and been doing some work down there, and hopefully I'll debut a couple of the songs that we did down there. But it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to...
It's been going on for a year, trying to get you on my show, remember?
Yeah, yes. Well, you know...
You're a busy man, you know.
I've been busy, but, you know, putting the CD together and, you know, getting back into the biz again. And been out of it for a while, but I got back in, and now I'm looking forward to bringing it out to the public. And, you know, it's just been a dream of mine, you know, to be in the business. I've been in business for a while, like I said. I got out of it, but back in, and I just enjoy it as a dream. And hopefully, you know, everybody will love the CD that I'm about to release, and it's all good.
Yes. Now, when did you start singing? What age?
Well, actually, I have a very musical family. My father was a musician for 30 years. My aunt was a music teacher for 33 years. So my grandfather played trombone. So my family has been, you know, I've been in the business, you know, been in the business. But I started at a very young age. It's really ironic. I have a hearing loss, and I play by ear. So, you know, I've been playing since I'm about 4 or 5 years old, and writing songs, and I think I did my first performance at a 6th grade you know, at the end of the year, I went up and played my first song I ever wrote, you know. But, you know, I've been doing it a long time, and I just love the business. I love to write, and I feel that that's my gift, and hopefully I can share it with everybody else, music and words. And
You'll be doing that later.
Yeah, I'll be doing that later.
CDs.
Okay. So, but, you know, like I said, it's just good to be back, and like I said, I've been working very hard in Nashville for the last 6 weeks to get the CD done, and hopefully we'll release it before the end of the year. I'm looking around Christmas time.
Wow, Christmas.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, how did you get into this music
To this business?
industry?
Well, actually, I went to college on a baseball scholarship. I got drafted by the Orioles, actually, but I turned the draft down to go to college. And while I was, because like I said, I've been playing since a young boy, I was in a piano bar one night at the college, and some guy heard me sing, and he says, "Oh, I want to manage you," and this, that, and the other thing. And he kind of got my juices flowing as far as that goes. I guess my baseball career was kind of over. I came back to New York, and there's a place in Roslyn, it's no longer there, it's called my father's place. Okay. Mike Epstein owned the place, and you know, it was a great place to play. And he had a yearly singer-songwriter contest, which I entered coming back from college. And I won the contest. They were the professional division and the amateur division, and I won the professional division. And I was presented with a vintage Guild guitar, and I got to open up for Robert Klein, the comedian, twice at my father's place. That was my award for winning the contest. But that really got me started as far as being in the business. And I formed a band. Mike D'Amico and Witness is the name of my band. And I've had various players over the years in the band. I have had some renowned players, people like Richie Cannata has played with me. He introduced me to Julio Fernandez from Spyro Gyra. Richie was with Billy Joel. The late Doug Stegmeyer did some touring with me. We did some live stuff. So I've worked with some great, renowned musicians, and I've also worked with some of the best Long Island musicians. And of course, I was in the circuit during the late 80s and 90s, playing with guys like Mazarin and Broken Arrow and Buster and the Soul Brothers, and we did all the, you know, the circuit. But my thing is that I'm an original artist. There weren't a lot of places on Long Island or really anywhere to do original material. The radio is the way to go. Being out of the business for a few years now and getting back in, the whole music industry has completely changed. You don't need record companies anymore. Everybody's got their own studios, and they're selling all of their stuff on iTunes, and it's a different approach. So basically, the record companies are there for them for maybe worldwide distribution, or to open up. Like a guy like me who's just coming out with a new CD, I would love to open up for a major act,
Right.
and get that exposure. So that's hopefully the way I'm going to go. Right now, what I'm trying to do is internet radio, college radio, internet TV, to kind of get that initial exposure.
Well,
And
you're on it right now.
I'm on it right now, and this is the way to go. And hopefully, I'll be seen, I'll be heard, and from there, it's all upward mobile.
Yes. What was the music industry like before?
Go back in the day.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was really tough. A lot of the people that got signed, I had, a few interests with Columbia and Crystalis and Arista back in the day. For me, my ship didn't come in at the time. I came close a few times. I had a few disappointments. I was ready to go on Star Search when, they had
Yes.
that, and I was actually supposed to go on that week, and I got bumped for the first show of the following year, and of course my luck, they canceled the show over the summer. Things like that. You know what? You don't look back. You just look forward, and you know what? I just look at it. Maybe it's God's time. This is my time. This is the time I'm supposed to do what I got to do, and I have, I think the material that I put together. I've written about 500 songs. I took 20 of my best that I think are my best. Power ballads, dance, love songs, songs that make you think, songs that make you cry, just that people can relate to. And I think that's most of what people have written about, that I tap the pulse of the people. They can listen to something and relate to it. And basically, if I can do that, that's great. If my therapy, because it seems my music is my therapy, I'll sit down, either what's going on in my life or what I can see in somebody else's life,
Absolutely.
I can write about it, and then, put the music to it, and hopefully that combination will, be commercial enough that they'll start playing it on radio,
Absolutely.
So,
Who were some of your mentors growing up?
mentors, I have so
Or
many. I
now?
mean, I grew up in such an era with, such great, of course, like Billy Joel and Elton
Right.
John, and they're piano playing songwriters. I grew up with them, but Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Pink Floyd. I mean, I listened to a whole array of artists, and you draw from them. And even listening to my dad. My dad was a fabulous singer. He played with Les Elgart and Guy Lombardo, and he was an amazing singer and came very close. I mean, he was around the time of the Sinatra and Dean Martin and that whole group, and so I watched him, and I watched him writing songs, and so it was around. It was in my, and for me, the piano was solace for me, to sit down at a piano and just to write. I would sit for hours. My mother used to say, "Come on up for air. It's dinner time," So I enjoyed it. That between that and baseball, those were my two loves as a kid growing up, and it
Now-
got kind of stuck with me.
Do you have an agent or manager? or-
Well, that's all part of, like I say, being that I'm back now and the CD is done. I am looking to, have that buffer, have somebody who's a manager and a publicist, and somebody who can knock on doors for me, to the way I can concentrate on, writing and producing and getting my band prepared to, to play out. And so, yes, I'm looking if somebody is interested and they like what they hear. And
It's very rough today with that.
Excuse me?
It's very rough today.
It
with
is.
that.
It is. But you know what? I look at it this way. I'm going to put it out there.
You have to.
And I'm going to see where the chips fall. I feel that I've got some excellent material that people will like. I've been having such great support from family and friends, and not to give up, and hopefully been a little bit of an inspiration to some people that, I quit my job. This is my dream. I'm going for it, and it doesn't make any difference when you do that, just so long as you do that, because we got one life, and let's just, let's
One shot at
one
it.
shot at it.
That's why I always told you, Michael, do what you love.
And I do love this.
You got your health.
Right.
Nothing else matters.
Absolutely, I agree
Just
with you.
go out. That's why I brought you on the show,
Well,
to
thank
show
you.
you off.
Well, thank you.
And that's, you
Yeah.
get out there and just keep plugging and plugging.
Well,
It's a nerve-wracking thing.
it is. Well, you know what? I actually had butterflies this morning coming in, which is the good thing, but I feel good now. I'm nice and relaxed. I'm looking forward to presenting my music to everybody, and I have two different songs. I have a song that I wrote called Fashion House, Fashion World, which I really feel could be a very big hit. I was talking to a friend of mine. Her name is Yana Ben-Huri. She owns YB Couture. She's a designer. And we were talking one night. I said, you ever get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and have a design in your head? And she says, absolutely. I said, well, so do I, So I guess a dress designer and a songwriter sort of had that same process. By the time I got home, I had half the song written in my head. And then my thinking was, well, whatever there's fashion, there's music. And if you're in New York, Milan, Paris, they're dancing in the clubs.
Correct.
So I tried to combine the fashion industry with the music industry, with the dance industry. And I think we hit this one out of the park. I think that people will like what they're hearing. I'm getting a lot of great response from Fashion House, Fashion World. And the second song I want to do is called Tonight Make Love to You, which is a solo song, a bit more intimate, sort of on the lines of like a John Legend type of song. Just to give the audience a perspective of something more intimate and something more produced.
Correct. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Okay.
That's what I
No
say. We
thinking.
think,
I
and
know.
we just got to do.
Absolutely.
That's good. We can't wait to hear it.
Okay, well, I'm ready.
Got to keep going.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, a day at a time and one interview and show at a time. I'm looking forward to finishing up with the band and getting them out out in the public and playing the CD to everybody. And it's been great in Nashville. I have some great players down there that have been working with me, and the CD's coming along really well. So that should be, like I said, released around Christmas time is what the plan is.
I know you got that quality in you. You should have an agent, manager, and that's going to happen. Just keep going with your passion.
I will.
You can sing from the heart.
I do. I try to. I try
Wait till you hear this guy sing. He's amazing.
well, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that.
You came a long way,
Well, you saw me a little while back when I was talking to you about what I wanted to do, and it's
we
taken
made
a little
it happen.
time.
You're here. It took
And now,
time.
now today is the day,
And I know you're ready.
the first day of the rest of my music career, so,
And the rest of your life.
and the rest of my life.
You just don't think about tomorrow, because live in the moment.
I
That's
usually
what
try
I
and do
always
that.
say.
You
You
think
know,
about
it's
the
hard.
past, you get
I
depressed,
go
you think
through
about the
that too,
future, you
yeah.
have anxiety, so you just deal with today.
You sing. Doing comedy, that's
Right.
another thing.
Yeah.
You could drive yourself crazy doing that,
Well, I do love to sing and play and perform, and like I said, all the writing, all the preparation's been done. Now it's time to deliver and present it to the people, and like I said, see where the chips fall, and from that point. So,
That's great.
and I really do thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back, where he's going to sing his 2 singles.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back live featuring Michael D'Amico.
Love the way you are. You're such a star, shining in my life. I love your qualities. You're such a tease in this young man's life. And I love it when you smile, how you dress, I dig your style. Would you suppose I might hold you close and tonight?
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
Walk down the runway as they make a scene. They will slowly strut their stuff, looking like a dream. They wear latest designs from the first to the last. They will show your soul in styles that will make you splash. Fashion house and fashion world, amazing clothes and gorgeous girls. They cut and sew, they stitch in time. This is your passion, fashion by design. Now you'll be all the rage, the talk of the town. You will be the fashion house that sells 1,000,000 gowns. 'Cause you're on the cutting edge that will set the trends. When they think they've seen it all, then you'll wow them again. Fashion house. is your